earlier on I had in my mind to just relate to you a story that I once at Funda Center, when I went, when they hired me to teach at Funda Center, sometimes I taught at Fuba, and sometimes I taught at Alexander Art Center. In all the centers that had the music faculty, they wanted the students to learn the so-called traditional music. At Funda Center, they would even babiza lebo mama bekiba abashaya impembe bebe babiza ingane zibuke uthola ukuthi they've called a workshop for a workshop for 3 weeks there. Abo Maisha Maponya nabo Wansibongile was at Funda nabo Matsimela Manaka. Yeah, they would bring people who are doing the craft, but for the students who grew up in the township and they just didn't see it. But what has happened is that the people who play, for me, I have been involved with Abu Maskan. Now, already knowing there is a scale, there is something called a scale, it sounds like this and this, and even able to identify, oh, this guy is using this scale from the learning position. But from a learning position of the people who are not schooled like that in a formal school, is song, the person they give them one song. Since the song is given from the same culture that you come from, once you learn that one song, you are able to pick other songs that are using that same tonality. But that first song actually gives you that basic. It gives you that basic of where, like if I'm playing in C. If I'm playing in C, there is no other. I'll be playing here. I'll be playing from here everything that I want. Like for instance, Umfiliseni Makubani. There's no way I'm going to find some note somewhere. It's going to be here. But now by playing whole day, every day, for months in this same place, I end up knowing where to find the notes I want. Well, at least in this tonality, if I'm playing in this position. Like I said, they call it half C. Half C is a term that relates to, because this string of according to standard tuning, this string will be E. Now, if it's tuned down to D, it's halfway to C. If you are going from E to, is halfway for you to reach C. So it becomes. That's why when you are playing, they say, "What are you tuning? Is this half C?" They want before even a person who can play the guitar, they don't want to take your guitar to find out you have tuned something else that they don't have. But of course, the tuning developed. It has developed. There's a lot of different Maskanda tunings. I remember when I was doing, so it's based on songs. Like a person will play all the songs. If they want to play G, they will have to squeeze it and here. But then on Maskanda, you are able to play all these positions. Like I'm playing in C now. I'm playing in C. I can play in G, which is playing here. Like a guy called, there was a guy called Mkashi Ondlovu. Mkashi Ondlovu. He was on a wheelchair. You remember Mkashi Ondlovu? That guy played so much guitar. He played so much guitar, and this is one of the songs that he played in G. First of all, because you start alone. When you are practicing, you are alone. You are not thinking band. So you want everything to be full. He played and with the string down. So he has also the A, the lower E is also D. So that when he wants to go, now, which means if anything that was starting here now is starting here. He knows that he practiced until he gets used that this is, but all he wants is this. when he wants to go to the 5, he wants to so that it sounds lower. So that instead of going, he wants to go. He did a song called so that's another tonality that is in G. And then you find now, you know, Paul Sugar became the master. He tuned only in this style. But Paul Sugar became. But there are guys who came from after him, especially a guy by the name of Kateli Miyama. There was now Kateli Miyama. Now Kateli Miyama, when he came, he became a rival of Paul Sugar. He became a rival, like big time. But it was not like how these guys here now, the rival, where sometimes people start fighting, stabbing each other. Now, not Mfazo Mnyama, Kateli Mnyama. Mfazo Mnyama tuned like Paul Sugar. Paul came in tunes on this style. Now, Kateli Mnyama tuned in this style, but something developed in Zululand. There's a dance that developed that was called Shiamen. Yeah, Shiamen. And that came with the songs. And the songs changed the whole thing. The way they were singing, they adjusted the guitar to fit into that what was happening. Now I remember Uzim Lawani was so much interested into that. When Zim used to come to my place, he said that he was so much influenced by the Maskanda while he was studying in Durban a lot. And he was one thing that fascinated him a lot was this chairman thing. And we even went on the piano. I went with him on the piano to show him on the piano where this tuning is. And we looked at it on the piano. One note is there, one he says, now then how do you play that? But it's also there's a way to play it on the piano. Now listen to the guitar when it's tuned in Shiamen. Listen to just how it sounds.
You're so straight.
Yeah. The big form. Yeah. You must go D. Yeah, then.
Fourth.
Then. Now look at that on the piano.
That's heavy, yeah. That's heavy.
Who want my on piano? On guitar, I can play this like this. Yeah. And also for me, it becomes this tuning. If I realized that this tuning, I did a recording with Busumhlong. It was not released. I did a recording with Busumhlong where I went into the studio and I had this. She liked the sound. When she heard me play this sound, she liked it so much. And she started singing. I put the guitar in the studio like this. And I went. Don't matter where I try. Don't be scared. For me, you can give a person who doesn't play guitar and tune it like this and go on stage and say, just play anything you like.
He played like that, right?
Young Sharks played, yeah, but he played chords. Yeah, he played. He played from the top.
Yeah. He also worked with Mambu Simhlong.
Now Busumhlong, when she had this tuning, they used to play a group called Twas. I think Cooper knows. There was a band called Twas, which recorded the first album of Busumhlong. That album was a killer. That the one she did with Abapen. When the band used to stay together in Westfield. They played together. Around that time, there was a place in Morningside called Blue Note. There was a club there. Yeah, Busumhlong used to play. There's a guy there who hired us, who hired my band then for almost 2 months. We stayed there, and there was 2 venues to play. The Busumhlong band was playing on stage, but we were playing somehow in the foyer every day. The guy paid us, fed us, everything. And the guy liked music a lot. And Bosi used to come from her show and come back and listen to us. And this is his, hey, this is this. There was this guy, Dog, in Thailand. Yeah, this is when Dog realized that this Maskandi thing is another thing. Because he was from rock and roll, from Jimi Hendrix. And when he went there, he says, what? He realized this. He ended up staying in Unand. Now, but what happens is that because now when it's like this, once a guitar is tuned like this is Sherman. Now on top of it, now people like Katelimiam, I remember when I got the recordings of Katelimiam, I loved his music very much. That is why this style of singing, you remember that is not on the earlier recordings. Yeah, it comes around even in the 80s. Where you start somewhere and then that was accompanied by this. Like for instance, he did a song like this. But I remember when I had my guitar tuned in Zulu, which now they call it Zulu tuning, the tuning I had before. And this one, they call it Sherman. My guitar was not tuned in Sherman, I was trying to transcribe. This guy, I'm trying to find out what he's playing, I'm checking, I can't find it. There is no... Now, with the chords, with the scales and everything, I couldn't figure out how this guy is playing this. I've given it what he was playing. This guy was playing. Even the Kabos are corners, I should have a There was a record. When that recording came, I would not be able to transcribe it. I tried every trick in the book. I couldn't find, because I wanted to play the same thing, and I couldn't find it. And until a friend of mine took me to the hostel, where I met a guy who's never recorded anywhere. No one is not calling himself a musician. He just stays in the hostel. They took me to this guy. The guy, yeah. How? A friend of mine, he knew what I want this thing. He took me there. And we see this guy, we come in there on a Friday. Now Friday is finally he must go. Hey, we had to wait. Sahamba sayemaphepeni lapho ngalo maphepha. Funeka silinda aze aqede yonke imali sibuye. Mase sibuya siyendlini. Now akanamali akanalutho. Ngafaka ubhiya. Ngafaka ubhiya, ngafaka izinto. Amokolo. This guy, when this guy, first of all, then he came, because the guy, my friend, I said, hey, there's this guy, I'm transcribing this, I can't find what he's playing. He says, no, I know somebody who plays this style. In the hostel, not the guy who's playing in the recording. This guy the guy that we are meeting, he doesn't even play, he doesn't have a band. Guitar guitar. This sound, this sound, he comes, is just where he comes from. That, so, you know, he's got no problem with the sound. But when the guy, the first thing I did, when he started, and he just played this song, the very song that I wanted, this one, he just played it in front of me. I popped my eyes like this. And the first thing I went for is the tuning. I went, when he put the guitar down, I went like this. I said, oh my God, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? My guitar has never been tuned like this. What the hell is this? Where do you hold what? I saw now, because the theory now, I realize, oh, the A, there's an open A, there's 2 D, there's 3 Ds, this is a D, this is a D, this is a D. There's 3 Ds on the guitar, and then there's a B, and then there's an A, 2 A's, open A's. Now that thing, it makes the guitar to sound. It's like pentatonic.
It's a lot of chords, yeah.
Yeah, it's pentatonic. It's like this. Now it throws everything off, because my position, my C, and my D. My scales, how I
everything is.
That's why as you're talking about the scales, how I scale now, unless you learn the song.
Yeah.
You got to learn the song that has got this, 1 or 2. Once you get to 2 songs, you can actually transcribe them. After you're learning 1, 2 songs in the same tonality, when another one comes, you eat it up.
So the reason why I was asking this question is exactly that. Like, if you use songs to learn an instrument, and now, like, you know, everyone is talking about sort of decolonizing the curriculums and stuff like that. How is there a possibility for someone like yourself who's gone through the Western sort of systems of learning, and is there a way of us sort of, you know, adopting this kind of way where we teach our students to play instruments via repertoires instead of like teaching the building blocks which have got nothing to do with like songs themselves? Is there a way of like sort of putting these building blocks together and teach in that kind of way? Where I say, in terms of our syllabus for the year, we have these songs that are gonna eventually teach you these particular sort of rudiments on your instrument, rather than saying, let's learn Hanon, let's learn all the scales and let's learn all of that.
Yeah,
You know, because sometimes, for example, most of us were not so lucky to study music when we were young. So to be playing scales sometimes can be really boring. You know, and because you've had so much music in your life before, and you really just want to get to playing songs.
To the point.
You want to get to the point,
Yeah.
exactly. So is there a way of like sort of prescribing certain repertoires that could help strengthening certain fingers, you know,
to play in that style.
to play in a particular idiom or style?
There is.
Mr. Cooper is open as well to you because I mean you've been teaching for years. Is it something that as sort of the academia, is it something that we can sort of like rethink and find ways? In the same way that like there is no way you can teach Makwai-Taina without teaching through repertoires.
Yeah.
References.
You need references. But is there a way that we can use now in our curriculums that starts with dealing with repertoires before? I mean, not put too much emphasis on the scales, because I remember when I did my foundation year, it was almost scales the whole year. And I was getting frustrated because I could sing already, I could dance, I could do so many things. And I knew so many songs and I felt like I was musical already. So I felt like, you know,
What is this?
all of this was sort of like, you know, they just ignored everything. I was even told that, you know, I had no music background, hence me in the foundation year.
Yeah.
But I knew hundreds and hundreds of songs.
Yeah.
So to be told that you don't have a musical background. So how do we make sure that we don't come across these same problems for generations to come? You know what I mean?
It's of course, and when we are getting already then to the topic we are going to talk about as to what is the future of this. Because, I mean, look at it, you look at classical music. Everything, even the reason why in classical music the emphasis is on scales like that, also all the training books, they've got things called excerpts. And the excerpts are based on songs. You know?
Yeah.
They are based on songs. I think it just became foreign to us because it's not songs that we know. It's not songs that we are familiar with. But Maskandina is based on, like I'm talking tonalities, like on this one here. Of course, just like when you learn to play in this particular position, all the songs, no matter who's playing in that idiom, you'll be able to play them in this particular. But this tonality already is got another harmonic structure, like this harmonic structure here. This harmonic structure. Then you get let's say a harmonic structure which is like this, like this. Now, the only way to learn, to have the idea on the song, it can't start with the melody. It starts for you to be even to think piano, to think what are you going to play. This is what the basic of what you must go is until you hear Bavum, you don't know the song. You won't understand it. Like this. Some message when you watch a ballet. Some message when you watch a ballet. Some message when you watch a ballet. Some message when you finish. Some message when you watch a ballet. Some message when you watch a ballet. Some message when you. After this, anybody can play what they want. Balega, weno kwacha, muso balega. Some no message. Weno kwacha, balega, weno kwacha, muso balega. Some no message. Weno kwacha, wakshia mechu bane, weno kwacha, balega, musa balega. Wakshia mechu bane, weno kwacha, balega, musa balega. He started playing. Now Push Sugar I never got there. Push Sugar the master, he didn't get to this one, to this tournament. Yeah. So, and now this guy started to tease him and say, Inkabendala, I shall pants, man. I shall pants, Inkabendala, man. Yeah, Push Sugar was very, he came back with another song. He says, but Inkabendala, I shall pants, how long is Wagaman just he came up answering, he says, yeah, Abang Besabula, he says, Petal, but about Yafa, so they started to tease each other. But this guy, for me, for all Maskanda, when in this genre that is called Maskanda, the best guy for me was this guy, was Katerimiam. That guy, I mean, look at this. He played a Mamubo from this very tuning. He went a song like this. It's a war song. So,
You know, I still have questions. You know, I'll always have questions. So, what are some of the parallels then? You later, I mean, you started with jazz and then came.
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be nice to look at the parallels between
Yeah.
and how this has sort of influenced your articulations of jazz music, like how you articulate jazz. Does any of this filter into how you play jazz later?
Now you'll notice that now I want to use this on the guitar. Just for a change, let me use this guitar.
Steps here and go, Mr. Cook. Yes. Giant steps fika njani? That's like the question.
Now listen to this now. Check this out. So I thought I see a foot, I see. Now this is not forgetting to say that I'm very appreciative of this opportunity. It's funny, it's very funny. Only this morning I thought that I should be doing this. Actually, the year has got 12 months. Only this morning I thought, I should be doing this at least 12 times a year.
Yeah.
At least.
Very true.
And that would amount to 1 month, 1 month, 1 month and years. Now I'm doing this maybe once in 5 years. Just this sitting like this.
So you don't teach advance anymore?
Huh? They hired another guy. I was teaching there part-time. Part-time, and they didn't tell me they advertised the post without telling me.
So you didn't apply for
I
the full
did not.
time?
I mean, you're talking. They advertised the post without me knowing. It was already established, just like like you are saying, you're not teaching advance. This is like if the guitar post would be advertised at first, everybody thought I would be. I did not even know.
You've been doing it.
What happened? The year went around. My contract would always be renewed by February or something, and it did not. And I went there to say, hey, we forgot this year. Hey, Kwatua, oh no. We thought it will not be, we've got now a permanent teacher.
Yeah.
How? When was this? The
That's
job?
cruel.
Yeah, they went that side and then they hired, of course, they hired Jonathan.
You have East London always.
At first, at that time, I was qualified to teach anything from jazz to Maskanda to you name it. The guy came in and I said, oh yeah. They said maybe we can talk about workshops, Maskanda workshops. They said we can talk about Maskanda workshop. That was 2005 until now. They have not happened. So, but now also these days I use this guitar. It's called an alto guitar. It's an alto guitar. It's tuned a fourth down from the standard tuning. All the strings, not just that one and that one. All the strings are a fourth down from the standard tuning. But the funny thing about it is that, and then there's overlapping octaves on it. For instance, if I played C major scale going down, it would sound like this. Listen to this. This is Do. Then
An octave down.
yeah.
Man.
So it jumps. The guy who made this guitar like this is a guy called Joe Beck. A guitar player, he's a jazz guitar player, Joe Beck. He's known, he's a standard guy. He passed. Around the 70s, he made this guitar. Yeah, it's like... Now if I play C major, imagine it sounds like this. Now, like on a normal guitar, the top strings will be this side here, but the highest string is in the middle. This is, if I want to play E lead, now listen to the first string. It's
Lower than the high.
yeah, but it makes it, anyway, let me not talk. You will hear, you will be the judges. So somehow, when you play a scale, right, the background is that when I had, somebody borrowed me a recording, which had a guitar and a flute. And I had this recording for about a month or two, without realizing that there's no bass. Listen, the bass goes lower than this. Well, play your E. Now, look at the E. Now, after this E, I can go down to... It goes down more than the bass, because of these octaves.
I'm tired because
so I didn't. So the guy was playing. I mean, the guy would be playing like this. Let's say you play. Let's play. Just solo me. Solo for me on the just the turnaround C. Turnaround in G. And you do what key you want to turn around?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you can do a turnaround 1625 in G. Let's go. 1, 2. Without the bass. 1, 2. Your drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now. Imagine that is a flute. That the guy is playing in the background. This is how he's playing. He's going.
sounds like there's a bass player and a guitar player.
And for also, it took me some time before I realized the guy is not soloing. He never solos. That was saying, when is this guy soloing? Because there is a bass player, why is he not soloing? In fact, that's what question. That's the first question that tricked me. How? Then I started to notice that if he played something on the melody, the bass jerked. Yeah, the bass went to go, somehow it stopped what it was doing. Yeah, I said, no, let me look at the cover. When I look at the cover, man, this is a flute and a guitar here. And it says alto guitar. I said, what is the hell is this? I had this guitar, I had it lying for a year without using it. I was using this other guitar. So this was lying for a year. Now when I Googled, I said, no man, where is this? What is this? What is this alto guitar? Then it gives the gauges. If you Google, you say alto guitar, it gives the Google the strings, the sizes of the strings, and the tuning. That is fourths down and what have you. Then I realized, then I got somebody who actually has one, or he had one, an old guy, African guy in Ilovo. He had one guitar. He says no. When these guitars came in South Africa around the 70s, there was only 3 of them. He had one, Johnny Forey had one, the other guy they don't know. And the guy, Joe Bheki, talks about them. He says that when they were made, they made only 250. Now he knows, he says, he had one, of course. He says there is maybe about 149 guys doing somewhere, you don't know where they are, no one. Joe Bheki is the only one I heard him play. And when I put the strings, I went to Music Connection. I ordered the strings through them. They ordered the strings, and I put the strings on, and I went home now to try and play this thing. Man, this just the fact, just to play Chilo Chilo. I wanted to play Chilo Chilo like. I want to say da 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 da.
Oh, no,
Where I know it is supposed to be. I said, what is this? Now I realize I can't go.
it's too fast.
It's too low. It doesn't make sense. It frustrated me a lot. The fact that you can't play a scale. When you play a scale, you are going. If you are playing an arpeggio in C, it's going to sound like this. It's going to sound. But when I tried to play the arpeggio, when the arpeggio, I thought, man, this now this one is him. I think, and a plain arpeggio to sound like this. If I think now people plans, this is going to be something else. I'm going to. I said no. My head was buzzing, but soon I realized that this guitar. I went through all the songs the guy played and other things he did. I realized he's not improvising. If he does collaboration with other guitar players, he only plays accompaniment.
Okay.
And I said, no, I'm not agreeing. I want to do something else. I want to do, let's do three, and 4. La